Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's only happened 9 times, and now I hear a really bad clicky, buzzy feedback, which is going to make it just impossible to wear these.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go ahead and
You don't-
set those
you
off
don't
to the
need
side. Not a problem.
You don't need that.
Right.
It's clicking, right?
There was a TikTok clickety metronome system. You need to turn your metronome off. All right. There you go.
Okay.
Weird
Okay.
feature.
It's gonna be.
Also prevalent in most of our recordings is, it's not a recording here at Arzook Radio unless we have some background noise. Horrible lighting, which actually has been remedied.
Hey.
We actually have pretty good lighting now.
Lighting. We can even have better lighting.
It's like a YMH podcast subscription.
Excuse me.
Submission.
Everything good.
There you go.
There is better lighting, right? Even.
No, you don't need to do all that. That's doing too much.
You see. Look at your face. Look at your. See? It gives a little bit more light.
Okay, well, that is how lights work. Generally, if they work correctly, they give more light.
Hey, that looks okay, no?
Yeah, we're good.
It looks okay. So we're gonna try to do this as a test. I'm gonna explain you what.
Okay.
We have the camera.
I think you're gonna need to get a little closer to the mic if you can when you talk.
No, because I'm seeing the wave over there, and
Okay.
the wave over there is. It's okay. It's okay.
There you go. Yeah, just get right up on that thing.
Look at the. You don't get so close, and you'll see. See, I'm okay right now.
All right.
The big one. The
Yeah.
big one is when you got close.
All right. Right on.
Look at
the big one.
Look at yourself right now.
I can't. It's too much. I'm gonna just stop looking at that. Actually, it's distracting me from, everything else.
Okay. So, this is a test. We're videotaping in the camera, and we're gonna try to improve the sound through Logic.
Through Logic. This is gonna take a while. What logic are we possibly gonna use that will influence sound waves, Gonzo? I don't know about you, but my telepathy skills have been lapsing. I didn't renew my collapsing. Non-existent.
You are collapsing.
It's a slow breakdown. It's slowly breaking down. It's starting right now. My toes are collapsing. 31, and by 35, I'll probably be up to the knees.
Though, let me bring you some history. Do you remember when England used to be the powerful country?
Wait.
I'm talking about collapsing.
Hold on, bro. Don't touch me.
Okay.
Don't touch me, bro.
I'm talking about collapsing.
That's a shout out. I can't take credit for that.
Remember when the UK was the nation that it was powerful? This is in centuries and centuries and centuries ago, and with the kings, and then it collapsed. Correct?
Okay.
Do you think the United States, which we've been the powerful nation for years and years and years, are we collapsing?
Are we current?
Are we in a process to go down?
Do you think we're currently in a state of collapse?
Yeah.
I think that if you got to build something, right, that's like the first rule of gravity. If it goes up, it's got to come down eventually. So without like advocating it, I think that no matter what, humans are always waiting for the fall.
Yeah, but then somebody has to raise up.
Exactly. And that's a good point. But that's the whole reason for it. When the game's all played and all the pieces are in place and everything's said, the only way to change your lot is to shake that board up a little bit.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, I like the pictures that we have on Facebook now.
Well, good job. Way to date the podcast.
Huh? No, you.
Yeah. Today is January the 7th, 5th.
7.
6, 4,
3.
I don't know.
2.
It's definitely January.
Happy New Year!
Yeah, there you go. From everyone here at Arzook Radio,
Yeah.
we'd like to thank you for listening, subscribing, and wish you a happy new year.
And actually, we're gonna thank for your support, because without the support,
We wouldn't be here in the studio at all with all these lovely flags behind us. Thank you guys for sending in all the flags for our backdrop here. I really like that.
I really do.
Okay. Well,
What you want?
they ain't Yeezys. They ain't Yeezys, dog.
Hey,
That's something.
and that's somebody in the telephone.
All right, we forgot. Yeah, that's
But
how
that's
rude.
the problem. That's rude.
That's podcast number 1, man.
That's
How rude.
Let's see. This is a
You're gonna take the call.
No,
All right.
no.
I'll be over here.
We're gonna take the call because this is a call from. Hello. Very important. You're in there.
Hello, this is an automated
Never mind.
Really important. Okay, you are a very important person. That was AT&T Direct, huh? They're calling you directly.
Directly.
All right, from an automation. That was hilarious. That couldn't have gone any better. He said we got a very important call. I was about to introduce myself and say, "Hey, you're live on the air in the studio. Just so you know,
This
don't
is
say
an
anything
animation.
incriminating into the microphone."
You know the new robocalls, right?
Yeah.
They want you to support the wall.
No, it's not for the wall. Oh, you mean the donate money to the wall?
No, supporting the wall.
Support by texting?
Support. I don't know.
Are they going to build a wall with
I didn't
text?
hear the whole thing.
They're going to build a tweet wall?
If you say, this is Donald Trump, we're calling you to support the wall.
All right. Well, I don't think that's probably him, you know. Honestly, I don't think he personally recorded that message even.
No.
You know, the new technology they have, they can patch together. If
Everything.
they have audio recordings of you, they can patch together whatever they want, you know.
That's correct.
Just in this podcast, they could get us to, say a lot of stuff.
Exactly. Well, sounds interesting. So what else have you been doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've been busy.
Wait. Me. It's not that a stupid question. Me. How you been doing? Who else is here?
How have I been doing? I didn't know if you meant like the supreme me, like all, like
Okay, Mr. Supreme, how you been doing?
Right. Yeah, no, things have been good. Things have been real good. Working and doing a lot of construction stuff.
Hey,
and-
I see the work that you was doing over there in Ridgecrest.
Yeah.
I really love the tile, and you've been doing a good job.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
You've been doing a good job.
Yes, sir.
And so
It's easy.
that's
Just been cold.
a compliment just to make you feel a little bit better.
Right on. Yeah, I'm feeling better.
Anyway.
Feeling better. Honestly, with all the contracting I've been doing, they should contract me over to the wall. I'll get that thing up, boy. It'll last 2-3 years. Guaranteed 2-3 years if you
have
get
too
me on
many
it.
Mexican friends, you're capable to leave pieces of blocks with no cement.
I'm going to leave doors.
And just pull this
No,
section.
no. Nice double way doors. French doors. Every 92 feet. The bill's going to be amazing.
A French door
French doors every 92 feet made of glass.
made of glass. Oh, in the glass.
Made of glass.
Did you see what happened? Remember yesterday when we went to see the building that was empty over there?
Yes. How could, like you said, there's only 2 of us here. How could I forget yesterday, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
I remember
that's revenge.
yesterday.
That's revenge.
Okay.
You know,
You
revenge
remember
revenge
when we
is
went
not
and
good.
looked at that abandoned building that one time? Yesterday? Do you remember? Hold on. Think way back. I'm trying. Ooh! Did it have a roof? I vaguely remember there was a roof.
Talking about the roof. I didn't see the roof.
It was in horrible condition. It was dilapidated. I'm still waiting on the realtor. Shout out to Hesperia.
My point was this. You see how they board the windows, and in the middle of the window there was glass.
Yes.
Most of the glass was shattered.
Yeah, that one
So
piece
if you put
survived.
a French door
No one wants to
in
break
the
it.
wall.
Right. They'll just open
That's
it.
gonna last.
9 times out of 10, they're going to open the door before they break it. 9 times out of 10, my experience with watching people go through doors, they open that thing. They go through that thing.
Really?
9 times out of 10. Now, I've seen maybe even, 9.5 9 times out of
Be
10
smart.
times.
I'm not talking
But
about
every 100 times someone goes up to that door, man, and it's like the first door he's ever seen, you know? He comes at it crooked first,
Well,
and then he
I'm not
pulls on
talking
it,
about
and then he
this.
pushes real hard, but without turning at all. He just expects it to, you know?
Really.
And
Really. I mean, you're losing the point.
No, that is the point, man.
The point
Doors are
is that
tricky.
You're gonna break. They're gonna break the windows just because it's glass.
Oh, yeah. No, they won't. No, they won't. I've never known your people to...
Whoa! You people.
Your people. The historical...
That sounds. Kind
You
of
belong
weird.
to a race of people that come from the southernmost part of the United States. The southernest most part of our country.
The southern
Right.
of America, right?
Yeah, the very, very southern part of the United States is like one big state that we call Mexico.
Yeah.
It's more like a U.S. territory, really. But
No,
no.
Oh,
I'm
that-
kidding.
hey,
I'm kidding.
buddies, you wanna take over Mexico?
No, but no. The point. What was the point?
There was a point.
I don't know. I thought there was a point there.
I lost the. You made me lost the point.
Yeah, we lost the track.
Forget it. Okay. So.
No. Oh yeah. The point was. Have you ever seen a Mexican person, for no reason, break glass? I've seen a lot of kids, man, break glass. I've seen a lot of white kids break windows. I've seen lots of different kids break windows. Actually, when I think about it, I've seen lots of white kids break stuff. And that's that white privilege, man. They don't got to pay for that glass, right? Their mom's going to pay for that window. Their dad's going to pay for that window.
Somebody else is gonna pay for it.
Somebody's going to pay for that window. They might get yelled at or whooped or something, but predominantly,
Nobody's
I
gonna
think
pay
it's
for
white kids breaking windows, man, around here.
it. Well, yeah, right here because you go to Mexico and most of the people that is breaking
I-
windows is Mexicans.
No, I don't know about that, man. First off, I've been to Mexico, and if you still got a window, I mean, it's got bars on it and like one sheet of metal mesh, kind of like this surrounds this microphone. It's got a protective layer, man. They're smart. If they want to see out the window, they
Well, you've
move
been
all
in
those
Mexico,
things.
You know,
Yeah.
like in Mexico, and you go to some neighbor.
Do you know there's a bunch of Mexicans right now looking out their nice window? If they heard this,
Yeah, exactly. Their neighborhood.
Good thing they're
they
never
don't
gonna
have
hear this.
Fence in the house. There is no fence. There is just the grass, and they don't have fences, right?
And well,
in Mexico,
yeah, some.
You
I don't know.
never see a house with no fence.
Oh no, they have fences.
Yeah, exactly.
And they got broken beer bottles stuck in
And
concrete
the
to the
of
top, so
on
you
the
can't
top,
climb,
so you can,
and razor
okay,
wire. and,
that's
uh,
a good idea for you.
Oh, I've
know.
already told them that. They should make the whole thing out of jagged
But
Coke
as
bottles.
the Mexicans, because
They have a trick.
They have in the top of the
wall, what they
fence
do
of
is
the-
they take Coke bottles and they cement them all in, and then when they're done, they break the tops off all of them, so it's just jagged glass sticking
Yes,
up
exactly.
everywhere
So you
from the
cannot
top
really
of the...
climb.
You can't climb at all unless you like take some rocks and squish it down first. That's gonna make some noise. It's gonna take a second, and then the people are gonna know that someone came over their wall in that spot because all the glass is smashed down. So like if you're the neighbor coming over the wall, that's gonna be tricky, man. They're gonna be like, "Why's the glass between me and you smashed all of a sudden, man?"
But
And 2 chickens are gone.
let me.
And you look.
Do
Is
you
that
really
is
think-
that some gravy on your lip, my neighbor?
do you think a wall will work?
A what?
A wall.
A
A wall.
A
will
wall?
work to avoid people coming in here.
No.
It didn't work in Jurassic Park. I remember.
Wait.
I
Wait.
remember the
Jurassic Park, it would have worked. The problem was someone left the gate open. That fat dude,
the fat dude let the door open.
the fat dude ruined the day.
Yeah, he ruined
The
it.
greedy guy. It all comes down to the greedy white guy. That was in a movie too.
That was a
Follow
movie.
the rich white guy. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's my
Will
form of
work if
investigation.
He just closed the gate.
I think Chris Tucker said that. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Follow the rich white guy. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Hey, we are following the rich white.
Yeah, and that's what's happening. And the wall thing, whatever. everyone likes to dig their heels in the ground about something. There's already a fence. You want to strengthen the fence? Go ahead. Doesn't even have to be as big of a deal as it is. Strengthen the fence while at the same time figuring out diplomatic ways to create transparency between two countries who have a problem exchanging goods at the border already. That's verified. Drugs and guns move across there. People move across there. Find some transparency in your systems. Work together. And then find a way to actively install working visas and student visas that are appropriate enough to where people don't feel like abusing them's their only chance at staying in the country.
And very important.
If they make it negotiable for these people to work and pay taxes into a system where we desperately could use the Social Security benefits coming in, and the tax dollars coming in, it just seems ridiculous to not find a way to utilize our friendly neighbors.
And for those in charge of the visas, remember, if I own a field here in California of tomatoes, okay,
Right.
I cannot wait 6 years for somebody to come and pick up my tomatoes if they're ready to pick up
I've said
in
this.
a couple months.
I've said this a lot to people, and it's something that I believe when I see the prices of food, and I've worked in the fields before. I've worked as a seasonal worker.
Really?
I really have worked as a seasonal worker before, right in the fields.
Doing what?
I did some trees. I did pistachios and cherries, and then I did some field hand
by
work
the
in
way,
Bakersfield as well.
Not that but did you see the new machine to pick up the pistachios? I think it was pistachios. It holds the tree
And
make
shakes it?
shake
Oh, that's not new. Those shakers is how they gather them, and they have these big tarp things that come down around
Exactly.
it.
Did
And
you see it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
I was a pruner at a pistachio farm, so I went
Prune.
around pruning all
You
the
like
trees. No, just pruning all the trees, you know.
Oh,
But
I thought you prune.
But what I'm saying is, from what I've watched and what I've seen,
Uh-huh.
when we strengthen the borders, our farmers lose out. There are jobs that either for whatever reason the people who need the jobs aren't willing to do or don't know about, or it's not cost effective for them to transport themselves to and from these jobs. But there are jobs that, or they're too hard for them, who knows? You know, there's lots of different factors for each individual. Or they don't, maybe they feel that they're above the work for some reason. Maybe they have some sense of entitlement, which they should drop immediately. But the point is that these jobs aren't getting filled. And there are people waiting, hungry, close by, who so desperately want to do the job that they're willing to place themselves into dangerous and illegal positions to do the job. And it's a thankless job, feeding the country. When was the last time you walked up to a farmer? You know, a lot of people salute the troops, and rightfully so, you know, and a lot of people give a lot of credit to law enforcement agencies. Sometimes rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to go on side with police officers because that's a job, and it's a hard job, but it's a job. And like any job, you're going to get a percentage of people who don't care about their job, who are there for the perks of the job, which is the power and the gun in that instance, or they're there for, you know, other, just because it's a job or whatever other reasons, you know, but not for the right reasons necessarily. I think that someone should pursue a career in law enforcement for as a peace officer, not a law enforcer, which is what I think that, you know, personally it should go back more towards. But and even that's been kind of scrapped away. I kind of lost my train on it. Do you remember where I was going?
Yeah. Let me bring you back to the point.
Yeah, try to bring it back.
The point is that you was making is that they need to be able to work in the fields, people.
Not just in the fields. It's not just.
If you know what you was going to do is say, have you ever stopped and say thank you to?
To a farmer. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Because actually.
Because you thank you. Because really, honestly, I've met a lot of them in my life. I used to live in lots of farm areas, agriculture areas, Bakersfield, Wasco, Culver, Oregon. These are very agriculture places. And I don't remember one time anyone like saying thanks, man. I remember those farmers working hard too. And I worked at a country feed store before. Those guys come in, they're dirty all day long. They're out there just, plowing or.
They're not rich.
Well, it's a good living, but it's a
hard
frugal
work,
living.
yes.
It's a hard living. It's a good living, but you can't just do what you want. There's months you got to plan. Just like when you're planning for your crops, you can't take into consideration everything. If you get tenure at a college as a professor, you're good. You can live. You know exactly how much you're going to get each year. But with the fluctuating markets in farming, to not even know if you're going to get your crop into the market the next year because you might not have labor, because there might be a wall.
In the rain.
No, there might.
In the sun. You're depending in the.
You're depending on so much.
And so much.
And the biggest one is you're depending on people to help you out when you need it. At the times when you cannot clean that whole field by yourself. You need labor. And
you put corn, but around the corn, it grows all this weed. You have to get rid of the weed. Somebody has to go with a little, how they call?
A hoe.
A hoe.
Yeah. Or something like that.
A hoe.
Yeah.
Okay. And then clean it up. And because you put water all the time, that thing has to
those trenches.
Maintain it clean. Otherwise, the wheat grows this big and the corn grows this big. That's the problem.
Right.
Then you have the tomatoes. Then somebody has to pick up the tomatoes. Somebody has to go and manually pick up the tomatoes.
Yeah, and it might not be the funnest thing,
It has to be in your knees because the plant of the, have you ever seen the plant of the tomato?
Oh yeah,
It's around this big. So you have to go on your knees and pick up the tomatoes, the good ones and the good ones. The green ones, leave them and fill up the bucket. Okay, then you fill up these little boxes, and at the end of the day, the tractor comes and you dump your boxes in the tractor.
Right.
Also, after lifting 50 boxes, 60 boxes,
it's very
70
labor.
boxes,
Yeah, it's labor-intensive job.
Your arms are so tired, and you're in the sun. There is no air conditioner. There is nothing. Correct. So we have to give credit to some of these people that work in there too. It's not an easy job.
Yeah, definitely. And denying anyone, right off. There's people who are making these big concerns, about safety and about terrorism coming through the border. And it just really seems unfounded. The people that they catch, the people that pose a real threat, the people that they're watching, the people that they actually have confirmation of their whereabouts all the time and things of that nature. It's not new. They're acting like these 12 I heard a number that 12 terrorists were caught at the border in 2016, or 12 people that were on a watch list. Not even confirmed terrorists, but 12 people that were on watch lists for different reasons in 2016 or 2017 were stopped at the border. But I bet that number hasn't changed since 1972. Exactly. I bet 12 people they were watching in 1972 were stopped at the border as well in that year, or at least numbers comparative to the times and populations and what's going on politically at those times too, and the different areas of transportation. When our country strengthened after 9/11, and we strengthened all the airlines, and we strengthened all these different security procedures, I would assume and imagine that it forced criminals that wanted to take illegal flights into Canada and Mexico to fly out illegally. If you wanted to get in and out of the United States, coming directly to the United States probably wasn't the best bet anymore. You know what I'm saying? So when we strengthened our airline security, I would really imagine there was a strong correlation between that date and the date when we started seeing more watch list people coming through our walking borders or our driving borders, you know?
Yeah, probably, yeah. But
It's cause and effect.
it's still the fact that the majority of the terrorists that come from other countries, they fly here. They do not come through the southern border.
They would say that, you know, I mean, they would say that, but they also don't want to cause any kind of panic that our airport security is still not infallible and nothing, I believe personally, in security standards. And that's another thing. I've done a lot of jobs, and one of them was security, and it was never at a high level place like an airport or anything. But there's as being a security guard and a security officer and a bodyguard in a couple instances for different people, or a personal security detail officer, if you want to call it, you're not going to get, you can't say that you got 100% of it locked down. The game has always been the game. One person will find a way to stop something, and the other person will find a way to get around it. And another person will find a way to stop it there, and another person will find another junction to either get at the solution in a different manner, or get around the path, the obstacle that's been created. It happens between criminals and cops. It happens between lawyers. It happens between doctors and pharmaceutical companies. It happens in every manner of our government and personal lives, and it's something we're all really well versed at doing. We all know how, from an early age, to get around things. You ask your mom, she says no. You ask your dad,
he said yes.
You know, they find out, you get whooped, and you alter the path next time. You figure out a way that they're not going to find out. Bam, they still find out, okay, that path didn't work. It's not going to stop the behavior. It's going to change the way of looking at the problem.
That's just how we are.
That's it. I would imagine. I would imagine that there is some point.
But the benefit that we get is greater than the risk.
On what?
On everything.
On letting people in the borders?
Yes.
I would say yes. I personally would say it is. Also, people
many years ago, there was this program where they give seasonal passes to people to come to the.
I'm sure they still do.
What happened?
I'm sure they still have these programs. I mean, they still even had the lottery program in effect.
Oh no, they just.
I did hear something about that, but I mean, even that was in effect for a really long time. And some of those people who won the lottery to come to the United States, they still didn't get into the United States after winning those 1 in a billion's chances of getting through the vetting, or getting just through the lottery process. Then they don't make it through the vetting process to get here anyways.
Isn't it Reagan
who started the lottery?
Something like that.
Yeah, I know it's
they say something like that. That they need, instead of walls, something about putting.
Well, he was saying about working together to figure out a way to. I saw that clip, and it's a lot along my way of thinking as well. I side with his ideas on that a lot. Transparency and cooperation to find a way to permit and regulate that interaction.
We need to eat, right?
Everybody. I think 60% of the world's produce comes out of California.
Somebody needs to pick up that stuff, right?
It's got to get picked. It's going to rot.
And it's not going to be nobody who going to college, right?
Well, that's not necessarily true either. Honestly, you know, I wouldn't go so far as to say that at all. I would say there would be lots of kids who would want to go to college who are out there in the fields, or should be out there in the fields, helping pay their way through college. Hard people make soft people. And I think that
how much? But
we're at a soft
You cannot
generation.
be going to work in the fields to pay your way to college.
Possibly.
Because you don't make a lot of money.
No, but
I mean,
with the programs that are out there, there's college grants for migrant workers. There's college scholarships for kids whose parents didn't complete college.
Oh.
A lot of
my car keys.
a lot of keys, man. Don't touch me, bro.
It's not me.
I reached
It's not
over,
me. It's
That
a
probably
fly.
looked really bad on
Look how a
camera.
fly.
Man, it's not me.
You think you can kill it?
Oh, for sure. This studio. Look at us.
Okay.
All right.
So,
That wasn't a pee-pee touch. That was a sweater. By the way, I was trying to get him to stop playing with his keys in his sweater pocket. You guys, I'm sure, all heard it.
Any excuse? Yes. You hear that was my car keys here.
Yeah. All right, bro. We get it. Dang, those are some
Okay.
girly car keys, dude. Don't put those on the camera.
Why they're girly?
I don't know. It looks girly colors.
Oh.
Purple and turquoise, man. Looks like it's like a ninth grade,
Please.
like a sophomore volleyball players.
Okay, never mind.
Like it belongs to the Jacksonville
Tennessee.
Jaguarettes,
No, don't look color.
which, they're a volleyball team
Anyway,
probably.
let's
Jagettes,
let's see what happened in Kentucky.
Jaguettes,
This
the
is our
Juguettes,
first,
something like
our
that.
first set. Now we're gonna edit it. We're gonna.
No, this is not gonna get edited.
This is a test.
We're gonna put this
Because-
live.
What I want to see is if we can match the sounds and everything. And we're gonna.
I'd like to take 1 second while we're here.
Oh, look at you.
And go ahead and put this on. It's not for Boston. It's for Bobby. But
Oh, burro.
we're burros.
No, just burro.
The Bordeaux.
You know what's a burro?
Yeah.
A jackass.
Thanks.
Okay.
No, actually, I just wanted to put this hat on to just say thanks to our sponsors who send in all kinds of cool things like hats. And we love them. So thank you guys. And the flags behind us. Gonzo.
Yes, excellent, excellent.
Anyone else? Everyone at Arzook Radio.
Anybody that wants to send flags, just welcome.
The address here is 2100 Soap Mine Road.
You can find the address in the website.
If you're sending poison or bombs, I want you to go ahead and do me a favor and address that to Gonzalo. His name is Gonzalo with a G. And anything else, if it's cool stuff that you want to send in, you can send that to care of Bobby. And
Cookies Gonzalo.
yeah, poison cookies Gonzalo. Exactly. He understands it now, you guys.
And we're gonna let you go. We're gonna put a song, right?
We should have an intro song. We should have like an outro song. Maybe we could sing the song, You wanna?
Do you wanna have an audience? You wanna have audience?
No puedo bailar. How do you say it?
No puedo what?
Bailar.
Bailar. Bailar.
Bailar.
No puedo bailar. What? Is
Does
a
that mean?
song?
No.
I can dance.
Yeah.
That's what you say.
And then, what's the next line?
I don't know. You're making it up,
All right, man.
and you can making it up in Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a bilingual duo
Yeah, sure.
called "I Can't Dance,"
Like the
and
song-
neither can my mom.
Did you ever see?
I can't dance, and neither can my mom.
I don't want to ask.
That's the name of. It's gonna be the first country Mexican song.
Okay. No. Did you see the movie Coco?
They have country.
Have you
they have
ever
no.
seen the movie Coco?
Nope. Don't say that, bro. We're gonna
What?
get pulled from YouTube. I'm just
No.
kidding.
They sing music
Of American and
in
Spanish.
English,
Yeah.
but it's with the Spanish rhythm and all the stuff.
Yeah. Go check out the Mars Volta.
Who?
The Mars Volta.
Oh,
They sing English and Spanish. I don't know if they're
understand
still.
Mas Mota.
No. Whoo! That's a whole different show right there, huh?
Yeah.
The Mars Mota.
Okay, so
Man,
let's finish this.
I was in Mexico
You was-
and I was walking around and I was trying to find something. This a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I shouldn't say this story actually.
Yeah, but I might as well.
It was a
say-
long time ago. But I was a kid, and I'm walking around, I'm looking for weed.
Yeah.
And I'm asking
Mota.
everyone,
We call it mota.
yeah, I'm asking everyone, where's it at? ¿Dónde está tu mota? But I don't know Spanish that good. And from what I'd heard conversationally between lots of Spanish people, there'd always been predominantly cussing. And it'd always been like a friendly between two older Mexican dudes type of situations, or between dudes who work together type of situations, people who were close.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't realize that the words they were necessarily using all the time were words that you only use for people that you know or are familiar with. You know?
Yeah.
So I start fucking walking around Mexico like saying like, hey, ¿dónde estás Pinocho, wey? And ¿dónde estás Mota, wey? And
Exactly. You should really
and,
put that way right there.
finally some dude he told me that he had some for $15, and I told him that was too expensive. And I told him, I looked in my pocket, and I had $13, and I had been to I'd been around a lot of Mexican American gangbangers growing up, and the number for 13 is trece. But the gangbangers add su before it, or sur. Su trece.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I should be telling them that. Please don't kill me, Mexicans. But I started arguing with this dude, and he's telling me 15. And I'm telling him, su trece, Holmes. Su trece, tu madre, wey. And
for those who question this, please remember.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Because
I didn't know what I was doing.
Means we have the same.
I didn't really know what I was doing, and I got away from there, and I told someone that story, and they were like, you were gangbanging on him and calling him derogatory slang words, correct? And I said, no, what do you mean? And he said, the number for 13 is just trece. Sir is you're gangbanging. That means you're like representing the Mexican mafia.
Yeah.
So at 13 years old in Mexico, dealing with a Mexico drug dealer on the streets, which is illegal there at that time especially, and
It's illegal everywhere.
and I was screaming that I'm part of Mexican mafia and that he's a bitch if he doesn't sell me the weed for $13. I really got lucky on that one.
Really, you could have been floating.
Oh
You
God.
was close to the beach, right?
Oh, I was.
When you was in Mexico.
Yeah, and even
You
that.
could have been floating in the ocean, right?
Oh man.
Okay.
All right. So that's only a third time. I'll be over here.
But there is no more.
Actually,
No
my
more.
stepbrother in Mexico, he told me, he said, "Do you like bitches?" And I said, "See, I like bitches." And he said, "You want to go to see the bitches?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go see the bitches, man." And he's all, "Do you like cerveza?" And I was all, "Sí, me gusta mucha cerveza." And he said, okay, we'll get a lot of beer. He said, "First, we got to do the recycling." And I said, "Recycling? Why?" And he said, "Because, we leave a deposit for the bottles. We got to take all the bottles back in to get our money, and then we'll use that money to help buy the beer." And I said, "Okay." So we fill the car, his little car, all the way up with recycling. And we go down to this little store at the corner. And we start just unloading cases of bottles, and the guy starts counting them all out for us or whatever. And we go back and we get a bunch of beers. I even spill one 6-pack of like Bush all over the floor. And he doesn't even care. I remember offering to pay for it. I was pretty smashed already. He didn't really care. And or at least maybe I did pay for it. And that's why he didn't really care, because he was charging me regardless.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. I don't know. Like I said, I was pretty tossed up and I was young and in Mexico. So I'm just excited. We're going to go see the bitches. That's why I got all this beer. This beer's for the bitches. And we get in the car and he says, "Hey, I'm going to pick up some friends." And I was all, damn it. Because with the language barrier thing, the more dudes in the car already, I'm thinking my chances are just going down.
Yeah,
These dudes know these girls. these dudes can talk trash about me in Spanish to these girls right in front of me.
And I can smile. And
I'm going to end up just being the joke here, I'm thinking, because I'm already feeling kind of drunk, and I thought we were going to go get some bitches, which means prostitute, I thought, or some ladies of the night, maybe, or some girls of ill repute.
Yeah, not necessarily, but
I
some
definitely assumed these girls were going to be loosey-goosey. You know what I mean? Loosey-goosey.
Okay.
So, we fill up, we get all the beers, we get in the car, and he says he's picking up his friends, and he starts going down the street just whistling out of the car. And all of a sudden I hear, and someone comes out of the house and just gets in the car. They don't say a word to each other. We're driving down the street, and this fool whistles again. Better than I can do. They have intricate whistles, patterns, and sequences, and notes I can't even hit. But they had specific notes for each other. I remember hearing that. I was like, damn, that fool knows his whistle. Like a good dog. My stepbrother pulls up in the street and whistles, and homeboy just gets in the car. It's time to get in the fucking car. I know they didn't call each other. There was no cell phones. So now we got 4 dudes in the car, me and 2 of his friends and my stepbrother. And he looks back at me and he says, "You ready to go to the bitches?" In horrible English. It sounded more like, "Do you see the bitches there?" And I was like, that was horrible too. That was horrible Spanish, man. I don't know. I messed that really up. But he said more like, let's try one more time. He said, "Do you see the bitches?" And I was like, yeah, let's go to the bitches. And we start driving, and I'm fucking drinking, man. And he pulls up. He's pulling up to this, to the coast, kind of. And I said, "Hey, ¿dónde estás panoche, güey? ¿La playa? Panoche la playa?" And he goes, "Huh?" And I go, "Bitches?" And he goes, "Sí, beaches." And I went, "La playa?" And he said, "Sí, la playa," which is the word for beach, not bitch. So the entire time that I was driving around there looking,
Thinking you're gonna have.
they took me to the ocean, man. Just me and a bunch of dudes and some beer in Mexico. And I've been screaming "Donde estás Panoche" way into their ear the entire ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Oh, it was great. It was a great time. Me and my 3 amigos.
Yeah,
And
you and 3 amigos and some beer.
yeah, I tried to go actually party with some other people on the beach that night, and they protected me. They wouldn't let me. No, I didn't get in trouble. The people I was with wouldn't let me go party with the other people. I saw a lot of girls at a bonfire quite some ways away from us. And so I grabbed my beers, my portion of the beers, which were allotted to me by myself, and I grabbed them and I started walking towards the other party, which actively had people dancing and a bonfire and beer and girls.
That's fun.
And it looked awesome.
Yeah.
And I start going over to them, and everyone I'm with starts yelling at me like, come here. And I'm like, nope, gonna go over to their party, guys. Come on, come with me. We're gonna. I was like, this is how we do it, man. We join parties. And he said, this is how you do it where? And I said, where I live. If you have beer and you see other people with beer, you take your beer to their beer and you let your beers introduce themselves to each other in the cooler while you guys also do kind of the same thing. We tell each other a silly anecdote from your past, perhaps, and become fast friends. Single serving friends, if you will. Like, this is your best friend for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
But you never gonna see him again for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I was trying to do. I wanted to go find me a one night only Mexican friend. Like I was gonna go
there.
And they told me that we're at least, and they could have just been, pussies.
And let you go.
No, I mean, they could have just, maybe they lied to me, man. Maybe what I'm about to say isn't the truth. Maybe you guys can tell me if it was the truth. They told me that there, just because you have beer doesn't mean you can join the party. They said if we had girls and beer, no problem. They said if we had 4 girls and 4 guys and beers for us all, no problem. We could go over to their bonfire and have a great time with
They
them.
have 4 girls,
But when we
4
have
guys.
only
You-
beer and guys, and they have only enough girls for them, he said the minute we go over there, it's going to be a real big issue. And he said it's not going to be funny. They're not going to laugh at you. And, you know,
Yep.
you don't want to do that. And so I didn't do it, you know. And if I would have done that, my life would have been different. Shakira was there at that bonfire that night. They filmed the dance video. That was them filming the music video for My Hips Don't Lie.
Okay.
I found out the next day. No, I'm just kidding.
Shakira.
No, it wasn't. But I'm just saying, you know, who knows? Maybe it could have been. Maybe I would have met my Shakira, my one night Shakira that night.
Remind me in the next show. Next show.
Yeah.
To ask you to your adventures before the end.
Oh, well, this isn't the end.
Yeah, it is. Because I have to try to see if I'm going to be able to match everything, and this is getting too long. So,
Oh,
with
man.
this, we finished. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Enjoy your life. And
You can check us out. Go ahead and go to
YouTube.
Go ahead and
My
check
tube,
out our
yeah, YouTube.
pages on all the tubes. Also, be prepared. I got my minute coming out for Kill Tony. Check out Your Mom's House podcast, Theo Vaughn. Check out Brent Gressler. Check out JRE if you don't do that already. And, you know, thanks.
See you.
I'm forgetting some people. I'm sorry, guys. Kill Tony.
That worry that you didn't mention. Yes, so. We're gonna